Hi everyone. This is take 2 of my very first YouTube video. I am so glad to have you here. My name is Kayla Jennings. I am a 32-year-old mother, single mother of 3. I suffer with major depressive disorder, and I'm also an entrepreneur. I want to talk to you guys about just my story, and I'm hoping that I can connect with you through this story. So about 3 years ago, I had a very bad depressive episode where at the time I didn't know I had MDD, but the circumstancing surrounding it was one day I had just gotten so low that I had said to myself, if I don't get help, the other side of the outcome is not, let's just say I would not be here. At that time, I did not want to be here. But I wanted to be here for my children. And so as I was sitting in front of a street, it was a street with incoming traffic on like coming this way. I'm this way and there's traffic coming this way. And on the right side of me there was a mental health facility that was like 24 hours. It was the yeah, it was 24 hours. And I was at the stoplight and I said if I push the gas and I go straight, I will not stop. But if I push the gas and I turn this wheel right, I will go ask for some help and I will do whatever they say. And I waited a few minutes and then a car pulled up behind me and honked the horn. And I had to make a choice. And I chose to take the right. I took the right. I called my sisters who at the time, or my sister who had my kids at the time, and I said, hey, look, I'm not okay. I need to go get some help. Can you please keep the kids for me? Those were all the details I gave her, and that was all she needed to know. Shout out to my big sister. Shout out to my little sister. Shout out to my aunties and my mama. Um, and I walked in there and I sat down with a psychiatrist and I just explained how I felt. And I'm putting this out there because I know there is a large amount of women who desperately want to know, how do I come from under this? How do I come out of this? And I'm hoping I can be a guiding light for those women. I'm actually going to insert screenshots of what was said, um, because I need whoever to watch this video, I need them to truly know that I am a woman who understands. I have literally been in those shoes. I have had to make those hard decisions. I have had those terrible thoughts, and I was able to come out on the other side of it. And I truly believe you can too. Fast forward 3 years and I'm still here. I'm still standing. But this go around, I am thriving. I have stepped into entrepreneurship. I have stepped into my purpose. I have stepped into everything that God had waiting for me. And the big reason and a big motivation for that was because one day I woke up and I realized there's someone waiting on me. There's a woman waiting on me to take her by the hand and say, "Hey, look, we are on the same journey. I'm just in a different place, but I have walked that path, and I want to help you move forward in however that looks like." And so here on this channel, what we are going to be talking about is building wealth while we are navigating our own mental health challenges, right? That's not something I see talked about in the space a lot, especially the entrepreneur space and the working mom space, is um, women being able to say, hey, I built an empire. I built a six-figure business. I made $1 million. And sometimes throughout those moments, I had to take a week off just to lay in the bed. And I know you're thinking, well, I can't afford to do that. And I get it. That was the very reason I ended up in a mental health facility, was because I could not afford, nor did I have the time to truly care for myself in the way that I needed to. I'll tell you what, that one week I spent in that mental health facility The one thing I loved the most was I didn't have to go to work. The one thing I hated the most was that I was away from my kids. And I didn't know that that domino effect would one day help me wake up and realize what truly mattered to me. But it did. And so, yeah, I have decided to found a business and a movement. She can build wealth. And when I say she, I'm speaking to that mom who works at 9 to 5, who dreams of somehow making an impact, but just can't get out the bed sometimes. I have so many stories of my time in the dark, is what I call it, in the darkness. And I'm going to, on this channel, really dive deep into how does that look for me now, because it still impacts me till this day. My daughter still calls me multiple times to make sure I'm coming, because there were times in the past where I didn't show up because I laid down on the couch and was paralyzed by the anxiety and the fear and the depression, and I fell asleep and I forgot to pick her up from school. um I know that story. I was in that story, and I am hoping that I can share that story and also share how it's unfolding now, and give a little encouragement and give some guidance to how do you move past that, because it's not a linear journey. It's a lot of ups and downs. I had to find my way. I had to figure out that the only way out was through. And I had to come to terms with the fact that with what I deal with on a day-to-day basis and a month-to-month basis and a seasonal basis, I'm not meant to be anybody's employee. In fact, it's bad for my health to be anybody's employee. And I finally had to come to that realization and say, hey, I've got to make entrepreneurship work for me, because it's kind of life or death. And it sounds, maybe to some people who are watching this, it sounds so far left, but I've seen it time and time again, how the lack of financial resources, the lack of time freedom, and the lack of fulfillment literally runs women into the ground. And we try to hang on for our children, and we try to keep those jobs, and we try to keep all those commitments that are just taking, 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 and we're not building anything that can give back to us. And I'm in the season where I am determined, and I am continuing to build something that is going to give back to me, that is going to allow me to heal when I need to recoup when I need to thrive when I need to, right? Who here knows about, leave in the comments, who here knows about a good manic episode? I know about a good manic episode. I know because my house is always spotless. But I also am aware of what comes right after that. A good week of I don't want to get out the bed, right? And I have finally gotten to a place where I recognize that, and I don't punish myself for it, and I don't victimize myself for it, and I no longer expect an employer to accommodate me. Instead, I am paving my own way to be able to live the life um that gives back to me, and that doesn't take. So I say all that to say thank you guys for watching through this video. We are at 9 minutes. I hope that this introduction to you helps you. I hope that it makes you want to come back and talk to me again, because I want to talk to you. Please leave something in the comments. Don't hesitate to message me if you have something you need to say or you want to say and you just don't feel like anybody will understand. I know this relationship is new, but new can turn into something really, really beautiful. And so I'm going to end this here. Thank you all so much for listening. I look forward to hearing from you guys, telling my story, and helping you find your path, right? However I can on one of these. Whoa. Whoop, 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 whoop. Ah! Jesus, help me. follows intention. Jesus. Oh, oh, turn the ground. Jesus, help. Help me, please. Woo! Yo. Oh my goodness. Did you guys see that? Did y'all? Interruption always follows intention. That has been showing up in my life so much. Oh, yeah, that's what the next video is going to be about. How interruption follows intention, and the only way through is to keep going. Oh my goodness. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.